top level. I'm a rebel, line up cause I'm a top rebel. Look in my eyes, this is my time. Step up, rise up, strike first, bring it on.
Welcome to the 4th episode. Different scene, I know. But I suppose it just goes to show you that I don't spend all my time in hovels everywhere. I saw the votes, I saw what came out the most, and you want me to talk about someone who's actually quite integral in me becoming me. Drac, Nightwing. Now everybody, if you were to be Drac Nightwing and you were to respond to this video, because I look at this myself, the first thing that he'd want to point out is that I've never defeated him. That's true. I've not defeated him in singles action, at least. I've defeated him plenty of times in tag team action, but for me this isn't about the victories and the defeats that I've had in this. I acknowledge them. He was better than me on those days. I'm not going to deny that. Why would I? What I am going to do, though, is, again, start from the beginning. When I first joined SWF, I needed to find that one individual who could push me to my limits, who could push me further than anybody else could. And I looked at all of them and I saw one person in particular, one person that nobody else looked at, and that person was Drac Nightwing. He is probably one of the most underrated individuals that there are in SWF, just for how tough he can be. We've had our matches. He's defeated me a few times in singles action. I've defeated him all the time whenever we've been in tag team action or in team action. And he does have this sense that he is superior to me in a lot of aspects. And if we were to just look at solely at those, you would be correct. Like I said, I don't deny when I've lost. I'm quite happy to say when I've lost. Perfect. But if you were to base a wrestler solely upon the performance that he does inside the ring against certain individuals, well, you'd be doing the wrestling industry a massive disservice. Because we all know it's more than just that. You see, with Drac Nightwing, his problem is that he turns up and he fights, and that's it. For him, it's all about the fight, nothing else. And if you want to coast along in wrestling and just do that, do it. That's fine by someone like me. And what I mean by someone like me is someone who can see the bigger picture. Because if there's one thing that we know about Drac Nightwing, is that he doesn't care about championships, he doesn't care about titles, he doesn't care about the gold. And that's fine. But I do. Not because it makes me look impressive, but as I view SWF right now, it's currently being held in, all the gold's been held in hands that's currently undeserving of it. Except for 2 belts, obviously. The Sheffield and the Cruiserweight Championships, which are the only 2 that really matter within SWF. Except for the World Heavyweight Championship, but it's been demeaned further and further the longer that Side Splitter has it. But moving on. Drac just doesn't have that ambition that the other wrestlers do have. Oh. And if in case you're wondering what the squeaking is, Lottie, come. Got a little puppy down here. As you'll have just seen on the camera. Yes. Oh, don't worry. I quite like the animals, and that's probably the most humane you're ever going to see me. Although, if I were to go like this, at a drop of a beat, she'd love nothing more than to mangle your arms off. Although you are so cute, aren't you? Yes, you are. Give me that. Give me that. There we go. Right. Moving swiftly on. Drac Nightwing just doesn't have the ambition that everyone else does. He turns up, does his thing, leaves. And for me, who is one of the best wrestlers in the company, that logic doesn't really fit with how I work. That's why I've not been going after him anymore. Because with my targets, I want something more than just power and strength, and that's something that Drac Nightwing has plenty of. I will never deny that Drac Nightwing is an exceptional individual. But exceptional, for me, is not enough. Exceptional is mid-card at best. After all, from what I remember, I don't believe he's ever held a title. I don't believe he's ever won anything of any true significance, like any Battle Royals or any Royal Rumbles of such. And I have to wonder, what is it that he has truly achieved in his career? Because sure, you can wrestle, you can fight, but even then, I haven't even heard of anything that's truly, let's say, stand out with your career. You've not had any, say, career streaks where you've gone on an undefeated streak for so long. I've not heard of you gaining any championship gold, any trophies as such. You've not had any of that. So why should I look to you as a target now when clearly you're not as good as I thought you were? Yeah, you see, you are like... See, there's lots of analogies I could compare you to. Lots indeed. I suppose the best would be... Have you ever heard of Hector of Troy? Hector of Troy. He was supposedly, during classical Greek times, one of the greatest warriors of Troy, of the Trojan army. And his skills were exceptional. He was above the rest. But if anybody knows the tale of Hector, then they know that there was somebody who was not just exceptional, not just phenomenal, but at the peak of human excellence. And that person was Achilles. See, you are Hector in all of this, Drac Nightwing, and I am Achilles. Everybody thinks of Achilles when it comes to that fight, because he's the individual who won, the individual who went on to get acclaim, and sure, he died in the end, but his name is forever immortalized within all of the Iliads of him at the center of the stage, whilst Hector is just a stage hand. And that's exactly what you are. You are here to fill the numbers because your talent is okay and you can fit right in. Whereas my talent, compared to yours, is quite clearly more than you will ever have. But even then, that's not my main gripe with you, Drac. Because you could have been so much more. And you know exactly what I'm going to talk about now. You see, remember when my master, Belial, spoke a long while back to you, Dracul? Yes, there was a reason that he called you that, wasn't there? Yes, there was. That reason was because you were created by my masters. Leviathan, Lucifer, Belial, and Satan, although Lucifer was the one who was truly in charge of it. And you were supposed to be the general of his armies, just like you keep proclaiming in your own twisted version. But what did you do, Drac? What did you do? Oh, that's right. You ran away because the responsibility of it all was too much for you. You couldn't handle the responsibilities that had been placed upon you. You couldn't handle being an adult, being someone who was mature. You couldn't handle all of the responsibility given to you by Lucifer, who had placed his trust in you. And you broke his heart, Drac. You broke his heart. And you went swanning off and you had your not-so-immortal life. Because we all know that eventually, though you are a vampire, your body's not going to last forever. After all, you can't keep putting yourself into these battles all the time like you did in 1066. I'm surprised that I's okay. Yes, that's how old this person is to everyone in SWF. Drac Nightwing doesn't like to talk about his past, but there we go. Yes, I know you're there. I'll give you your arm in a second. I tend to feed her some victims every now and then, and she does get rather aggressive when she's feeling hungry. And in a way, it saddens me as well, Drac. Because if you were the person that Lucifer had created you to be, and I faced you in that persona, I would have felt honoured to have fought you, and to have even lost to you. Because you would have had so much for you. You would have literally been given the world on a silver platter to you. But you refused it. And why? So you could settle down? So you could have the life that you thought you needed? Anybody else would have killed for the opportunity that you had, Drac. But you threw it away. I didn't, though. And I've been making sure to use my opportunities ever since. Perfect. Now, Drac, I know you've been placed into my match at the upcoming event, whenever that may be, for my Sheffield title. The one title that you have sparked interest in, even though it's not because you actually want it. It's because you want to take it away from me to prove a point. That's fine. I still managed to get you interested in a title in the first place, so that's already a point for me, and it's proof that I can get inside that head of yours, Drac. Not hard to do, and you may dismiss it. But people are going to have to learn, especially you, Drac, that you can't keep dismissing me. Because I don't fight just physically, I fight mentally as well. After all, the brain is a muscle as well. So use it as one. I'm sort of glad you've been placed into this match, actually, Drac. Even though it was with the intentions of Side Splitter taking the title away from me with a 3 count. Because for me, all the pieces are starting to fall into place. I'm finally being seen as the threat that I actually am by Side Splitter. And it'll be once and for all that we can end this little debacle between us. And we can finally put all of this to rest. And that everything that I say will happen, and that I've already planned, will happen. And there's not one thing that any of you can do, including you, Drac. Leave a like, share, and subscribe. And please do vote for the next individual that I'm going to speak about. I think I might even throw Cat into that poll. Yeah. But be sure to vote. And I'll see you all in the next one. And Drac, Casey, and Danny, I'll see you at the next show. You better be prepared, 'cause I'm going to bring everything and more. Though it's a shame I can't bring this one along. She'd win the fight for me.